baby. We are back and better than ever. The 2025 NFL Draft has wrapped up, and the Lions got a nice group of gentlemen coming over to Detroit here. Some real gritty players. We're going to get into all of it, but before we do, let's introduce the Blue Kool-Aid crew is here. We got the whole crew here ready to give out their grades and reactions to everything from this very interesting 2025 NFL Draft for the Detroit Lions. First, I'm Big Z. Let's get to the rest. We got Bob.
Hello, everybody.
Rud Dog.
Yo!
And UJ.
Hi.
And our producer, Kid J, is off to the side.
Off to the
So,
Take it on to
this
the other
is a very
side.
interesting draft class. Let's just get down. Let's just say who it is, and then we can go through each
do
of
it.
these.
Say who
So
it is,
round
Z.
one, pick number 28 was the D tackle out of Ohio State, Tyleek Williams.
Everyone saw that one
Round-
coming.
Yeah,
It was obvious,
Our whole
really.
group predicted that one.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I saw him at a single mock draft. Well, we can get into that later. Round two, pick 57 was the Georgia guard Tate Rutledge. Rutledge,
Little man Tate.
which a lot of people actually had the Lions, him going to Lions. Not in this spot, but round three, pick 70, Arkansas wide receiver Isaac Tesla. The Lions trade
Tesla.
2 third-rounders to move up 30 spots to get him.
Mm.
Technically 3, but they got some back. It was more like they gave up 2 third-rounders ultimately. Then in round 5, they traded up 11 spots to get offensive lineman from LSU, Miles Frazier. Then in round 6, the first Egyptian ever to play in the NFL, ever drafted in the NFL. He hasn't played in the NFL yet. Boise State edge Ahmed Hassanin.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he makes a roster, we'll get the pronunciation.
The
correct.
next guy, he'll get the pronunciation down, I think, pretty easy.
Yeah, round 7, pick 230, Georgia safety Dan Jackson, a.k.a. Dirty Dan, is what he went by with his, from his
That's
teammates.
a good nickname.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a Dan Campbell guy just on the nickname alone.
Yep.
And then another Georgia player. So 3 Georgia players drafted by the Lions in this one. At pick 244, Georgia
I like
wide
that.
receiver Dominic Lovett.
I love
And
it.
we love this draft, yes.
Yeah. Do.
All right.
do love it.
So let's go round 1, pick 28, defense tackle Tyleek Williams. Let's start with you, UJ. What's your grade on the pick, and what do you think of this player?
Okay, I was waiting there with bated breath during the draft. I predicted the Lions would trade up, but they didn't. They sat tight at 28, and then it came. And then the announcement was made. Tyleek Williams! Like, who? Like, what? I was looking for an edge or something, or a guard, So, anyway, caught me off guard a little bit. Not going to lie to you. But since then, I've obviously studied this pick a little bit and watched a lot of film on this guy. And this guy is a stud, dude. He is fantastic. So he's going to be a great bonus to this defensive line, man. I'm telling you. So after seeing his film and just imagining him on that line with the rest of the guys, I think he's going to be great. I love the pick.
All
All
right.
right, did you give a grade?
Well, I give the grade an A. I do a straight A.
All
I
right.
think
Beautiful.
we needed edge more, but if you're going on that principle, but I think they really, really fell in love with this guy and his game, and he's a stud in there, man. He's going to be just a beast. So definitely an A.
Bob.
All right. Yeah, I like this guy a lot. I did not have him. I had another offensive lineman. I had an offensive lineman, rather, in that spot, but he fits what we need. And with Aleem hurt for the beginning of the season, I think he can fit in there at the beginning and eventually maybe take over for DJ Reader when he retires, So I think it'll be great. I think despite the fact he's a Buckeye, you can't hold that against him. but he sounds like a good guy. And Holmes said he fits like a glove. So
A glove.
I don't know if it's a catcher's glove or
He
like
got
a
the glove
receiver's
rating.
glove or like a winter glove, but
Too bad.
some kind of glove.
But he's not a glove.
But
He
But
fits
one
like that glove you find in the drawer
Yeah.
and can't fit.
yeah, like OJ when he was putting on the glove at the trial.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'll give him an A plus because
Nice.
Brad Cook. I'm all about it. So
All right, A plus from Bob, A from UJ. Rud Dog.
Yeah, we had a maxim. As me and UJ were talking during the draft, we kept being like, "Oh, watching O lineman, D lineman go like, can't hate that pick. It's feed the trenches." And what did we do, baby? We fed the trenches, and this is a appetizing meal. I'll say a feast. You might say. Tyleik Williams is a monster of a man. I was watching his film, and he's like a dancing bear. Like he fits that. Like he's so powerful. He gets these O linemen off their spot, and then he's around them with like this real smooth quickness. I mean, he's so big, so he's not a small target. So he's got to work on more of his rush moves and stuff. But I just think it's not an edge, but I think this might have been better than the other edges available at the time. The dude's nasty. Everyone says space eater. Yeah, he can eat space, but he also is a disruptor. I think he's more like a wrecking ball. This dude looks like a monster. And I can see him ask him to lose like 10, 15 pounds and like Aleem did and get a little more svelte but more powerful and stronger in the league. And I could just see him being a terror for O-lines to handle for years to come.
Yes, 6'2", 330 pounds. Pretty big wingspan, 78 inches.
6'3".
Yeah.
He's like 6'2" and a half. It's
Where are you measuring?
6'2.7.
At least he was 6'3" on the Lions site.
Well, they rounded up, I think, because the one I see here is combine is 6'2", 0.7. So
that's
I
closer
should round
to
up. I should
on that.
It's
the
Spike's only 6'5".
Roundup rule is 0.5. If it's over the middle, then you round up. If it's under the middle, you round down.
So your grade, Rod Dog, was a C?
Oh, A++.
Oh, A++. Okay.
I love it. The only thing I had a feeling that was pretty accurate was I wouldn't know who they picked, and I had no idea who that man was until they said his name. So
now we love him. Now we love him.
I do. I love what I see from him. And if Dan and Brad picked him, they're saying like he's the kind of guy that is gonna thrive in this environment. So I love it.
And I think afterwards, how the draft went, I think the Lions actually. So a lot of people had like a second round grade on him, but at the same time, I think he would have gone early in the second round if the Lions didn't.
Well, he said Buffalo was gonna take him probably
30.
So.
Oh, that too. Yeah, I did hear that one.
I think they got him in a good spot.
Izurike, he went 12th in the second round, so maybe just not as high a grade on him from a lot of teams.
So what's your grade, Z?
Yeah, what do you got, Z?
I don't hate the pick because you need, especially after last year, you need defensive line. We need depth at all. I mean, especially the defensive line after last year. And this guy, I think his ceiling is a better DJ Reader. That's how I kind of see it. Or yeah. I think it's great that he because he's a run stuffer first, and I think the Lions are going to have arguably the nastiest front seven run wise in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
So at the very least, we're stopping the run when fully healthy. Because last year in the playoff game against Washington, we could part of the problem is that we could not stop the run to save our life.
Right.
See, have you watched him on film yet? Have you had a chance to get into his highlights?
Briefly.
Because this whole idea of him being a run stuffer first, I think is a little overplayed. It's like the generic tagline he's gotten. I watched it. You look at this guy move, he developed some moves with his power and athletic ability. I think he's going to – and listen to what Brad said. He called him closer to a 3 technique now coming out than Aleem was when he was. He said Aleem was more that nose type, and he sees this guy being more closer to a 3 technique. I think – and he was asked not to really go after the passer the same way we're going to ask him to at Ohio State. It was more like a run-stopping thing. I think that – label is going to be proven erroneous.
Hey, and Rod Dog, I know you like hyperbolic adjectives for these guys when you're. Yeah, and his coach, his line coach, said he reminded him of Aaron Donald. So there you go.
He's next Aaron Donald. Better.
Well, that'd be great. I don't think it's quite
a good one, Bob.
Fit him for a jacket right now.
Yeah. I'd say so.
But
what was your grade, Z?
Especially with the injury for Emily McNeil. They must not be directing him to come back right away. There's probably gonna be a gradualness.
I think that news
coming
came
back.
out already.
So that's a little extra insurance there as well.
Yep.
But again, you can't go wrong. I mean, we got nasty D tackles up front.
It's gonna be a tight room, man. That Ray Lopez might not even make it.
Yeah. Seriously.
I think he'll make it.
I mean, I'm just saying, like the amount of bodies we have in there.
Roderick
like,
Martin might not make it though.
I mean,
Yeah.
both statements are true. So okay. Go ahead. What's your grade?
I'm gonna give it. I'll give it A minus.
I knew it. I knew it. Big Z.
Why the minus?
'Cause he doesn't drink enough
Why
Kool-Aid.
the hate?
Kind of wanted.
Because he needs to drink more Kool-Aid.
You would have rather they reached on a guy they didn't like as much? That
I mean,
makes
I'm
sense.
just telling you what I think I liked. So that's all I
That's
can
what-
do.
Let me give one thing on grades. I know you like doing grades, Z, but
They're
I'm not.
fun.
I'm not as big on the grade thing. But I thought it's funny that Mel Kiper, he puts the Lions down, and part of his reasoning is because they passed on Edge twice when he had guys rated higher. His board sucked.
Yeah.
You know, his
Yes.
board sucked. It's the only reason he grades down because he didn't pick the guy he wanted. Like,
Well, Kuiper's
I
living
know.
off his name for
yeah,
years.
he's losing credibility this year, especially with that Sanders pick.
Oh man, he
Yeah.
had a really bad draft. Like
He was
video
freaking out.
wise.
Yeah.
He,
Oh, it
he
was
is
bad
like
for Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper is the exact kind of guy that like Brad Holmes hates though, because he lives in terminal like mock draftville where it's all nonsense that basically they make up and then decide things are wrong based on their own like bad opinions.
Mel Kiper was the first to do it,
Yeah.
and thus he has name recognition. But he is by far like one of
he's
the worst
exactly
ones.
what it is.
out
He's
there.
lost it over the years. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Did he ever have it?
Oh, yeah, he
The
did.
best one is
Reading
probably
it.
Peter Schrager, who puts it out the day before because he's like gathering intel from all the teams, and he probably had the most accurate one I saw of anybody.
He got some wrong though. I was looking at his.
Like he knew
I mean-
Shedeur Sanders was going to fall most likely.
Well, insiders and stuff are
Well, a
going
lot
to
of
have
people
an
have that.
advantage. I mean,
Right, that's what you got to pay attention to those ones.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah, I guess.
But there's always like a little nugget, like why are they telling him some of this things so people can drop and fall. But
True.
anyways, but like I think teams like pay him to like get intel.
He got the
At
lines
least,
wrong.
Maybe if not him, other people out there that definitely.
what did he
encourage.
want us to take? Some edge?
I think he did have the Lions. No, he
He
had them going William Harrison, the cornerback, who went 2 picks later, so he's close.
Hey, do you think the Lions practice their celebrations in the draft room? Like every draft pick they
Yeah.
do, they pat each other in the back and hug each other. Woo, woo, and then and they go, "Oh my God! Like I can't believe this guy fell to us! Like I can't believe it!" Like every pick, it's incredible.
I know.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, it's in their actions too, the way they trade up for these players lately.
I think he just likes doing
so-
that. It just makes it more fun because it's so boring to like sit and wait for your pick and all that. And Holmes just like
Right.
he gets bored easy. So like, let's trade up.
Well,
Let's just move off of here. Let's just
Yeah,
get
it's the opposite of the
everything.
Browns' reaction when they drafted Shedeur Sanders, when it looked like they were like someone was holding a gun to their head when they drafted him.
I know, right?
Prop
Yeah.
times in the corner off screen with the gun.
Nobody in the room looked excited; they were just clapping like emotionless.
But
Yeah.
I think that just speaks as much to the way the Lions operate and what they invest into these guys. They're falling in love with these guys. They're truly investing into what they see in them, and as a result, when they pick them and they get the guy they like so much, they are excited. I don't know. It does seem funny though, because it's like
Yeah.
how could you be that like, oh, he was the guy, like you're at 28.
I love the phone calls. Yo, hey, Tyreek, Dan Campbell, ready to be a Lion, brother? Yeah. Man, we're waiting for you, baby. You're gonna be a big part of this team. Be part of this whole thing. Yeah, we want you to take ownership, man. We love you. Hey, here's Sheila.
That was good.
You know, they do those all the time, but they always get me every time. I still love it.
I know. I
Better
do too.
than the Ben Johnson and Bears one. It was
I'm with
really
you,
awkward and weird.
I do think the best thing about the draft is watching these guys get called and the emotions, and it's really awesome. These guys
is
have
really
worked
cool.
their asses off to get where they got, and it's just really neat to see the emotion of some of these guys, and I do enjoy
Did
that
you-
part.
Did you see the Tesla? How do I
Yeah.
pronounce it? Where he's with his family and he's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, Mrs. Ford. And then
Yep.
he's like, then everybody's like, oh, because then they knew it was the Lions.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it
Yeah,
was
so
the
it's
whole
'cause
family
he's
went
from
nuts.
Michigan.
It was really
That
cool.
was good. That was good. I like the one where the guy was left the room. He had to go to the bathroom or something. And
Oh yeah, Quishon Junkins from Ohio
I
State.
think
He's come back from the
they
bathroom.
called and
Found out
someone
they
else
drafted.
answered the phone. That was hilarious.
I'm on the can. Wait.
Or Shadur Sanders got prank called.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
That's
savage.
terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Did you
Some
see it was a
idea.
son of a coach from Atlanta too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That did it. Yeah.
That's
Stole his
just-
number
that
from
kid's
like an
gonna be in
iPad
trouble.
open in his
It
house.
was savage, but I feel like most people agree there's some little part of you after watching the way he just showed up with like the legendary room. like he has certain arrogance about him. I don't know, maybe
yeah.
because of his dad is like that. The humbling was a little gratifying to watch, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that whole thing was
Yeah.
the Browns wanted the attention, so they drafted him. They weren't tired of the Deshaun Watson distractions. Now
Yeah.
they got Shador.
I mean, they checked
I
another
know.
quarterback before him too. Which
I
is,
know they have 5 quarterbacks in their roster. It's fun. But anyways,
Anyway, what are we
yeah.
at? Pick
If
two.
you go get a chance to watch Ben Johnson's first round with Colson Loveland pick, it's an awkward conversation, which you kind of expect from Ben Johnson, I guess, at least in the public eye. I laughed. I
Was he
know.
like,
I know.
"Oh,
we're
yeah,
talking about
brother,
but the Colson Loveland
can-"
pick at 10 is just makes me chuckle because I think it's a terrible pick.
Do you?
Good player. I'm not, but like at 10, I just don't think. We know
he
what it's
an
like
Ebron,
drafting a
is what
tight
you're
end at
saying?
10 as well. That's all I said. The value
is it
usually
Ebron
not
or
there.
Hawkinson?
Hawk was
I
a
don't
little
know.
better at least. But
Ben Johnson seemed pretty excited about him. I think he wants somebody like that in his offense.
He looks good.
He's a good player.
he's trying to
Uh,
rebuild the Lions, but you can't do that. You got to do your own thing. I feel like Luther that they drafted in the second round was like a lot of comparisons to a Monroe St. Brown. Anyways, we don't have to get into Bears. This is the Lions draft we're talking about here.
I think
Yeah.
they're looking formidable. It'll be fun to beat them next year.
Who else did we draft
Yeah.
in this draft?
So the second round, we have pick number 57. Sitting there, some defensive linemen here and there. Shamar Turner. Did we talk about him? Like another D tackle, possibly.
Don't
But
know.
anyways, we go with a guard. His name is Tate Ratledge, the best mullet in the draft.
Yeah.
Nasty mofo.
6'7", 308 pounds. Started 37 games, all at right guard in college. Had a really impressive combine as well. This is probably like a lot of the people that do mock drafts for a living. This is all their favorite pick that the Lions had in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really, really good run blocker. Needs a little work in the pass game. This is just what the kind of overall consensus is from these people that have actually watched his tape in depth. But we said the Lions need a guard. It looks like they got a guy that fits the culture to a T. Bob, what do you think?
Oh, I love this pick. I wanted a guard. I had one in the first round of my draft.
Yeah,
Not-
Zabel, right?
yeah, which
18th
he
to
went
the Seahawks.
well before, but I didn't know a ton about this guy. But now that we've drafted him, I've been reading up on him and watching video, and he's looks like the perfect fit for the Lions, man. And he'll be around for years. This guy's going to be a starter and a plus starter for years. I love this guy. His mentality and he was so excited when he got drafted, and his like little jaws quivering, and it was a beautiful moment. But
Got a little jaw.
but this guy, I mean, he's got that whole Campbell Brad Holmes thing where he just loves football and he just wants to be out there and do it. And I love this pick.
Yeah.
So A plus. I'll give it
Yes.
again.
A plus is mine too.
Yeah,
It'll be
I like
great. Red Dog.
Feed the trenches, baby. Getting a talented guard in the second round. I feel like guard is often a position you can get a little bit later. It excites me they got this guy so early. His athletic profile is, awesome. We're gonna have some absolute bad boys on our O-line, and it just keeps our biggest strength intact. Our O-line is what we started building this whole team on, and we need to keep feeding young talent there. And he looks like a prime candidate to win that left or right guard spot, whichever one Mahogany doesn't play. So
Yeah.
love
I mean,
it.
do you think
A++.
right guard because he played in his 2,081 snaps in college? He played 2,081 snaps at right guard.
Yeah.
He did not move right tackle, center, left guard, not even a filler at any point.
That's
He's
pretty ingrained.
planted in one area. UJ.
Yeah, I also love this pick. This is a guy I had actually noticed before the draft, a guy I was looking at. Because I had two, like Red Dog, feed the trenches, baby. And I was really concerned about the O-line. And like Bob had a guard in the first round, I wanted Gray Zabel too. He was my desired pick in the first round, but obviously he didn't fall to us. But this guy is fantastic. He's got all the attitude, and I think he's going to start day one as a rookie. And
I do too.
like you were saying,
Yeah.
right guard, yeah, I believe it's going to be a right guard, and I think Mahogany to be a left guard. He has some experience moving around, so I think he's going to day one starter. This line's going to get better and younger, and it's unbelievable. And I like the way that Brad is keeping up with this, keeping developing the line and keeping it a strength. Like we forget about Manu in the background, and this kid could be awesome when Decker's ready to hang it up. And so we're moving young blood in there, very talented people, and I think the line is going to remain a strength for us for a long time. So, yeah, awesome pick, A+, baby, all the way.
Yeah, and I do think he'll be a starter too. I think then you're left at left guard with Glasgow or Mahogany. I think both are pretty good to have there. At worst, Glasgow is your backup. And he can play any part of the interior offensive line. So that's a really good backup to have, a veteran with his savviness. Some other little tidbits about Ratledge. He only was penalized 3 times in his 2 seasons in the SEC, 2 holding, 1 false start. So pretty clean sheet. His teammates call him a goofball, but the guys over there love him. That's what a coach said about him. Then his head coach, Kirby Smart, said he's as special as they come. 95% of the Georgia team voted him as a team captain in 2024, which is really good because I think those are like anonymous ballots.
I saw an interview with him where he was talking about how he kept the quarterback Carson Beck, right? How he'd keep his head on straight, because Beck would get like a little skittish here and there, and like he would calm him down and keep him.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was really interesting.
That's cool.
How he took that upon him to keep the quarterback cool, So yeah, again to the leadership qualities. So. Something the Lions look for.
Absolutely.
Did you guys see that a year ago he got a tattoo of a lion on his forearm?
Yeah.
He said it's a testament to his mentality and attitude towards the game. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
meant to be.
Like a glove?
No, he's not the glove. He's the tattoo.
The glove fits.
It fits like a tattoo.
We must have quit.
I don't know. A mitten.
Oh, by the way, I was hoping, even though I give this an A+, I was hoping for an edge guy in the second pick, and I had Landon Jackson. If I'm not mistaken, he went right before us, our pick, didn't he? With the Buffalo.
I think so, like 1 or 2.
I think he went like the 1 pick before or 2 picks before.
So what do you think, UJ?
In the second round?
Yeah.
Or he went right after us.
Do you wish we got him, or you happy?
Well, that's what I was hoping
He
for.
went in the third round. He went after this pick.
Oh
UJ.
no. Okay. Anyway, I might have
Like 2 picks after.
He went 2 picks
Buffalo.
after in the third round.
Okay, but that's the guy I was hoping for at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not disappointed in what we did. I like what we did.
Hell no. Like, this is how you keep your O-line elite, baby.
Yep.
High-end talent. Invested in the position.
Definitely.
And I love the upside. Like, the fact that he's had the best athletic profile or most athletic, it's exciting. Put him next to Sewell, they'll be pulling like a freaking freight train.
Oh yeah, for sure. Some other players that like kind of went in this range were like the wide receiver Jack Beck, who I literally liked. His brother had passed away in that car ramming thing in New Orleans. Shamar Turner, that would have been another. I don't know if you could get another D tackle possible, but he was in this range. Trey Amos, cornerback. Those are some other players that are kind of in this range that I found interesting. But okay, so let's move on now to the third round.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where it gets interesting in terms of I don't hear everybody's grades on this one. So we all mocked a wide receiver to a Lions at some point. At various, we were
we did.
I think you had Egbuka in the second round. He went in
he went
mid first
real
round.
early, man. But apparently, a lot of that was on his interviews and things like that. I was reading because a lot of people did mock him in the second round. So
fair enough.
It wasn't.
He's not like an overexplosive athlete or anything.
Yeah, but apparently he off the charts as a person, as a the kind of character guy people are looking for, along with his skill. So, yeah, he went.
Yeah, because typically in those interviews, they ask the players, like, who's another guy on your team that you love or will go to bat, die for, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of people said, like, Ibuka from, at least on Ohio State. His name is thrown out there a lot.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about Ibuka?
Just because that's who UJ mocked to the Lions in the second round.
Yeah.
But now we're in the third round, and the Lions trade up. Oh, boy. They trade up to pick 70 from pick 102. They move up 32 spots.
Ooh.
They also get back a sixth rounder, but they give up, obviously, the third round, so pick 102. But then they give up 2/3 next year as well. So the Lions have traded away both of their compensatory picks from the Aaron Glenn hiring and their own third round pick. So 2 third-rounders to move up to get a wide receiver that is super athletic. Like, RAS score is like near 10. He is, let me pull up his profile here. I had it up and it dropped. But he's an athletic freak. He tested really well. The problem people have with this one is that the production was not there in college. Especially for somebody that's trading 2 third-round picks
6'4", 214.
Yeah,
Ran a
6'4".
4.43.
Yep.
That's elite. 4.43.
39.5-inch vertical
Oh,
with that
yeah.
size.
We need a big body receiver, man.
Yeah, we did.
Is the-
We did.
Yeah, super athletic. You're betting on your coaching staff to really get the most out of this guy.
But there's also other factors. Like at Arkansas, he was not targeted as the primary target the last year. The quarterback honed in on one guy before him all the time, so he was open a lot more than he was targeted. I think that's a big factor that kind of hit him on the stat sheet.
True. But the question is, why weren't they looking his way more?
Because the quarterback got tunnel vision for another guy.
I sense a low grade coming from Z on this one.
Well,
Yeah,
he was also it was only like his second year in the
What are we
position
predicting?
too. So
What are we predicting Z's grade is going
Well,
to be?
our producer Kid J said
C,
that
D
we
minus
overpaid
for Z,
for
I
him.
think.
Well, Red Dog, what's your grade?
I love this pick. It's a A
I knew
plus.
you would.
I mean, this is the kind of thing I like. I always want them to do, which is to get like super freaky guys who have immense upside in the middle of the draft. That's where you get gems. And plus, he, by all accounts, his attitude, his mindset, like his devotion to film study, are top notch. Like this guy is just starting, and he doesn't have a lot of mileage, and his upside is crazy. And as a blocker right out the gate, like you could use him as just a guy to go out there and throw blocks. He's big.
That's how they noticed him, right? With his blocking.
Yeah,
at
he's
first.
a 1-2 blocker. Yeah,
So-
he's a very willing blocker.
Yeah, he's going to be an elite special teams player to start here.
Oh, yeah.
In his career, too.
Yeah,
But
be a
Hillsdale
gunner.
College, and then
Yeah,
he was a wing T quarterback, kind of like Cam Ward started, and he ended up at
Versatility.
Arkansas.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So yours is A+, Red Dog?
Plus.
Plus. Okay.
Oh yeah.
How about you, Jay?
All right. I'm for the where we are in the draft at the position of the draft. I give it an A+ too. Like his athletic scores are off the charts, but I was watching the films of this guy. I didn't know really much about him, but I started watching the films. He's a hand catcher. He has great hands. He doesn't, which I think a receiver has to be. A great receiver in this league has to be a good hand catcher.
You have to catch the ball when you're a
Well,
wide
I mean, it's
receiver?
not with your body. Like some of these guys
Yeah.
catch it coming to their body. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's how J-Mo started out, but now he's a
Yeah,
hands catcher.
exactly,
He
exactly.
did start out catching with the
You're
body,
right,
yeah.
Bob. And
Yeah, good call.
the only thing I worry about a lot, actually, is that
What do you worry about?
I'll tell you what I worry about. What I worry about is
It's going to be okay, you, Jay.
with Tesla, like people are going to try to key him all the time or throw Molotov cocktails at him, and this could be a problem. I
Guys,
hope we
it's
have
Tesla,
I hope we have a
not
lot of
Tesla.
security around the guy because you know how people are with Teslas. There's a lot of weird stuff going on there.
Capitalizes the S.
Well, is that to avoid the keying and the Molotov?
And an extra
Do you think
A at
that's
the
going
end.
to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
We see through your disguise.
no, but seriously, we needed depth in the receiver position, and I think this guy fits the bill very well. Plus, we don't have that tall guy. I mean, I know the Irishman is kind of tall; he's kind of fits the bill, but this guy's 6'4" and speed. Man, he's got speed too. He breakaway speed. can't have enough speed, baby. So I do
Tim
love
Patrick,
love this
the
pick.
Irishman himself.
Yes,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's good at conserving energy too.
he
Keeping the
is.
environment safe.
Just if he gets run down, you just
Yeah.
plug him in on the sideline, right? You just like
Right.
you gotta have an extra sock, a charging station there, like
Yeah, it might take 25 minutes though.
on the bench. You know, like he just sits down at the charging station.
Yeah. Well, I think if they're like iPads go out, they can plug into him too to like
Yeah,
charge.
right.
it. So,
Charge their phones.
Oh lordy, Bob, what do you think of this pick?
well, I had him in my mock because I liked him a lot in the draft. I had him not in the third round. I didn't have him trading up, but I liked him. I like everything about him, and I like the fact he's Hillsdale
Yeah,
for
that's
2
cool.
years. So and then he got to Arkansas, so he's like built his way up into this
Yeah.
thing. And he's from Michigan. He's been a Lions fan since he was a baby, and he came to the
That's cool.
when he did a 30 visit for the Lions, and he came with the Lions jersey on when he came to the thing, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
that
awesome.
was cool. That was cool.
But we need a guy like
way to
I think-
endear yourself to
Yeah.
your future
Right.
employer
Love it.
potential.
Well, they stood out to them because they mentioned it. So,
Yeah.
but I like all his measurables, and I think he's got a lot of upside that has untapped yet. I think this
Yeah.
could be a perfect fit on this team. So I think we needed a receiver. I wanted a receiver. I wanted him. So here he is. So A plus.
Nice one.
All
He
right.
played a season with a broken hand as well. So
More
like
grit.
he's proven he's tough.
Yep.
More grit.
Gritty.
Yeah,
No,
he's
but-
perfect
okay,
for
it's about
the
to
second
be
draft.
Here we go.
He's gonna.
He's going to be. Let's
He's
see
like
what
too
is
much
it?
to pay for.
Do I give it a C
Tesla.
plus or
I'm
a
giving it a
D
C
minus?
plus. I'm gonna give it a
Ah.
C plus.
Oh, boo.
2/3 is a
Yes.
lot for a guy
Yes.
that might.
He
have
doesn't
been
like
available
EVs. He
32
wants
picks
gas-powered
somewhere.
engines, man.
Z of
Z.
little faith.
I also
C.
found it absolutely hilarious that they had the height, weight, speed HWS shirts with the line through it,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
signifying that they are like film study people.
Right.
But really, they've been very consistent about drafting super athletes in the third and fourth rounds. Like whoever they find is the most athletic guy, and
In
they
every
cook him
round.
up. It was just kind of hypocritical and funny.
Yeah, that may be true, but his film is impressive. I'm sorry. It's pretty impressive.
But yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing you just seem to be missing. Z. Like you're not trusting Brad because
I trust him.
he doesn't draft him because
Again,
of height,
I
weight,
don't
and
hate
speed.
the player.
He drafted him because he's a player. He's
I
a
hate
dog.
I hate the value that we gave up for him.
Why?
It's the same
Were you
thing with the
gonna
Manu thing. Like I
pull
didn't hate
those
the
up
pick
like
because of
covers
the
at
traits.
night
I hated
and
the
sleep with
value
those
that we
third round
gave up for him.
picks?
What's that?
So were you gonna pull those like a cover on you at night to keep you warm? The third
I
round.
hope we pick
we gave
more
up.
players that can contribute to our team.
Yeah.
Where
more
are they gonna
scrubs.
fit?
So let's
Where
get
are they
whoever
gonna
gets the
fit?
most picks wins the draft. Is that what it is?
Not
This-
the most pick.
This roster is chock full of
Yeah.
talent right now. There ain't room for third rounders after this year. Well, we don't need them.
Well, we're not gonna be able to keep everybody. I know. I forgot to mention at the top that Kirby Joseph signed a 4-year, $84 million extension, making him the highest paid safety in NFL for now.
Well, they got paid.
It seems like every other contract after that's always the next year the
That's
highest
what
paid.
an
Blah blah
all-pro
blah.
Yeah.
safety gets, baby.
Yep.
Yep.
Taken care of. Appreciated.
Yeah. The other question with this one, we're probably spending more time in the first 3 rounds than the last 4, but does this affect how? This is probably more like he's going to fill Tim Patrick's role next year, right? Rather than like something about, because there's been like a lot of cryptic messages from JMO and things floating out there about JMO not coming back or being traded down the line.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So.
Do
Mostly
you think this
drummed up
affects
nonsense that
Jameson
you
Williams
fed
of it
Z.
all at all?
They picked up his option. They've got 2 years with him. Work that
Yeah.
out later, man.
That is
Plenty
like
of time
all that
working
was
in.
drummed up nonsense. They love JMO, and he like why shouldn't they? He's trending towards the top receivers in the league. I don't like what all this stuff is just fake narrative that people see. Oh, they put together a contract year and realize, oh, this, then we can create this drama. And then he does some post about loyalty, and he doesn't follow the Lions. But it's also not clear that he ever followed the Lions. It's called a fabricated story, Z. You need to let it go.
Hey, I had to ask the question.
Fake
Listen
news.
to this thing.
You're all fake news.
I gather the sentiment from the people, and I speak for the people.
Oh, Z speaks for the
Oh,
people.
Man of the
Whoa.
people.
C plus grade.
C plus. Oh my God.
Imagine this next in 2 years. Those 3 together, St. Brown, JMO, and the more developed Tesla. Man, that's an explosive wide receiver core.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, it'll be fun to see what they do with him. I'm sure he'll be in goal line packages with his size and athleticism.
I think he'll get some offensive packages like here and there just
Oh,
because of
yeah.
his unique skill set. Because
And
the
Tim
thing
Patrick
is,
is not like a clean bill of health guy, so
true, and he's not
Um,
that fast either.
plus
like, he's
honestly, if like Tesla really shows out and shows he knows the playbook,
Teslas are real
technically make the
quiet. They
roster,
sneak back.
potentially.
Like you won't even hear them go by. Like the defensive back, you know, like I
got
didn't.
great torque too.
You just sneak by him, like won't even hear him. You know, be wide open.
fantastic acceleration as
Yeah,
well.
great acceleration
Yeah.
for sure.
And the GPS
Sorry.
screen, so he knows where he's going.
yeah, that's how he's.
Yeah.
That's why he'll be a good route
Set
runner. Right?
destination, end zone, and then just show you the route to get there.
There it is.
Yep.
There we go.
There it is.
Goff
In
doesn't have to
5
touch
feet.
the wheel. He just sits
Yeah.
back and lets it drive itself.
In 5 feet, break the ankles of this cornerback and burn him.
So obviously, with all these trades and things, the Lions then have to wait a while to make their next pick.
Yep.
But they do have them. They trade up 11 spots to get an offensive lineman from
Yeah.
LSU by the name of Miles Frazier.
Yeah.
3-year starter, also at right guard.
Yep.
His career. Something about those right guards.
I thought he had more.
He has played left
move
guard
around.
too and tackle in his career. So
Yeah,
Yes.
he played
True.
all everything.
Yeah. Okay, it's fair enough. Yes, I exaggerated that.
This
aspect,
kid
I
looks
guess.
good too.
Z's preparing his low grade.
Yeah, I know.
But he has
Yeah.
no.
Mm.
But size 6'5", 317, 3-year starter at LSU. Another competitive, tough guy. I'll just tell you right now, I give this A+ for the
We psyched him out, you guys.
where the
He
pick
couldn't-
was. I think this is a guy that can be a good depth piece for a while. So I mean, we're just building up. I just love it's just like we talked about it before. Like this draft, like didn't really come in with nerves. Just kind of like our team's good. We're just building up the depth, and that's what we're doing here because
Yeah.
we knew off the line was a need.
Outside of a second elite edge from Hutch, what have we not like hit in the last several years? Elite receivers, elite running backs, elite D end. You know, everyone wants two. They're greedy, and like we have every skill player. Oh, elite tight end. We're covered. Cornerbacks, high draft picks. I mean, they're feeding the important parts. This was the meat and
Yeah.
potatoes draft.
Did you see he described himself as a mauler type?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not gonna get style points. He likes to like pancake people. Well, he's got coached in college that finishing people is
Yeah.
big for that coach, and he
I
loves
love
that.
that.
So,
He's
He never missed a game in college either.
Yeah, he's-
never
so he
missed
can
a
be
snap.
knocking people on their ass.
He's definitely a
It's gonna be
mauler.
awesome.
I mean, I don't know how he is in pass blocking exactly. I've seen a lot of his run blocking. He's pretty good.
I'll tell you what, Tate better not feel comfy with this guy breathing down his neck because I ain't assuming anyone's starting right now because this is the kind of guy who is very much going to threaten for that open spot. I like the film I've seen on him. He's a beast and pretty athletic as well. So, I mean, this is the kind of guy that you're like, could be one of those diamonds in the rough because that's just linemen are so like tough like that. There's so many of them, and we got a staff that can identify them. So I feel like it's anybody's game when you make picks like this, and that's where it's just going to forge an elite line.
So A+ from you, Rod Dog.
No, A++.
Oh, my mistake.
Jeez.
Bob,
Yeah, A+.
UJ,
Love it.
I'm going to go A for where it is in the
Oh.
draft, and plus for the need it fills in my mind.
Sweet.
Building this
not an
lineup.
A+.
I'm just going to go with solid A. I like this guy. I'm not as high as maybe the other guy, but,
Jeez,
I,
UJ.
but I do like him a lot. I think A's.
So negative.
I think A's a pretty good grade.
You're so negative.
I know. I know.
UJ.
I need more
I find your
Kool-Aid.
lack of faith
Wait.
disturbing.
Let me drink a
We
little
don't
more
laugh at your
Kool-Aid.
Tesla jokes enough. Are you
Yeah.
mad
He
at
doesn't
us?
have any good
He's
Frasier
pouty.
jokes. You know, but Frasier was a great show, by the way.
Yeah, it was a great show.
You know,
Frasier was great.
It was.
There it is. Okay.
They say he psychologically messes with his opponents. You know, like
Yeah.
Dave Brugler, the Athletic, loved this pick. It was his favorite from the Lions. Value-wise, he had him as 81 best, 80,
That's what I'm
81st
saying.
best
This-
player. and we
This
got
is
him at
Miles
51.
Frazier. I'm listening.
hello, Seattle.
I loved him in The Mummy, Brendan Fraser.
All right, so we move on to round 6, where the Lions
This is where it gets
drafted
fun.
Boise
Walk
State
like
edge
an Egyptian.
Ahmad Hassanin.
The Egyptian.
Yes. Hometown is Cairo, Egypt. 6'2", 267. This could be a guy that maybe puts himself on the roster. I honestly don't know too much about him other than
I
what
can
some
see your
people have
grade
said.
coming.
Team captain, so
Yeah,
high
this is looking
traits.
good, you guys.
He said he would die for Campbell, so that's something.
Die.
Right there.
Yeah, die.
Die,
Would you
Z.
die for Campbell, Z?
Would you
Only
put
learned
a low
action.
grade on a man's life?
What?
Yeah, right. How do you value his life? Z's
Hasn't
great
played
will
football
reveal
that
it.
long, so there's a lot of upside here.
Yeah.
He's only played football since like 2018, so 7 years. It's kind of like the Ziggy Ansah, if you will.
Yeah,
Little bit,
and
little
Ziggy was
bit.
great.
Less
He just got hurt.
traitsy. Ziggy Ansah, of
Oh,
course.
is that what your new buzzword?
Traitsy.
Less
Traitsy.
traitsy.
Yeah,
Traits.
I like that one. Like traits.
He has pretty good ones.
You can use it.
477 at.
I give you permission to use it.
I'm good. 477 at 6'2", 267. Is that not traitsy for you?
Traitsy.
Well, super productive in college. I mean, this is in the Mountain West.
Right
12
around
and a half sacks 2023,
Yeah.
9.5 sacks last year. So super productive.
CrossFit.
Did you see him
athlete.
lifting those weight bars in front of the pyramids? He had those like 2 heavy barbells.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Oh,
but
nice.
that's
I
awesome.
haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's sweet.
CrossFit athlete, so he's got that dynamic, all around training.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
think
cool.
this
So,
guy's-
all right, really quick grades on this one.
Okay.
I'll give it an A. I like it. We finally addressed edge just in the 6th round.
Ooh, hey, wow.
But I like the possible upside, especially from a 6th round pick.
Okay, this is the sleeper pick of the draft right here. This kid. If I watch this film, he's got what they call heavy hands. I mean, when he bashes a guy with his hand, he's got thump to it, man. And this guy's got thump to his pass rush and everything. He might need to be, conditioned or taught different moves and things like that. But this kid's got heart, desire. I mean, this could be one of those guys. Like you said, Z, no one knows much about him because he's only played football for a few years, and he's raw. But I mean, there's another thing about some of these Lions picks. These guys are young and raw. I mean, they can mold these guys. Like the tools are there to mold these guys. This guy could, and you said you wonder if he'll make the team. I think he will make the team, no problem. He'll make the roster. He might not start. He's gonna sub in a little bit, maybe at first, but I think he definitely makes the team. This kid's got, I think, very high potential, and I give it an A+. Especially where it is in the draft where we picked him. And sleeper pick of the draft right here, baby. This guy could turn into something big. Look out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to round 7.
I'm going to
we're-
give my
we're
grade.
actually grades?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead.
Z.
Sorry, I thought you guys gave it. My apologies.
He's paying attention to something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, round 7.
he's still trying to make traitsy work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna.
I know. I just put out like 7 tweets with the hashtag traitsy. So let's see.
Yeah, it's not happening.
I didn't actually.
Anyway, I like this pick. The guy's a beast. He's relentless. He's like, they got him, I guess, out of a tomb in Egypt. He like burst out of there like the mummy, and now he's come across the sea and he's gonna destroy the NFL. So A+.
Road Dog, did you give yours? A++?
No, are you just gonna? Geez, Z, we're having a podcast here, not a sprint. No, I mean I love it. The guy's attitude. Did you see the combine footage of him like barking back at the coaches, hyping up the coaches running the drills? This dude was just
Oh, yeah, I did see
dynamite
it.
energy. Like he stole the show by just being just such a vibe. I guess I don't know, but absolute monster. Great athletic traits. 4.77 in the 40 at 267 is not traitsy enough for Z, but that's pretty traitsy if you ask me.
Oh, Tracy's catching on.
Yeah,
See?
I like it.
I love it.
Go sign it. Get a copyright on that name right now, Tracy.
Well, I'm more excited to talk about the next guy that we got in
But
round 7.
Okay, fine, Z. Jeez Louise. I love the pick. Absolute fit like a glove. And I give it an A++.
I'll give you guys even more of a fit. His name is Dan Jackson. His nickname in college is Dirty Dan Jackson. 6-year senior.
Dirty Dan.
6 foot 195, but just this a guy that his coach Kirby Smart called. All he does is give everything every single day, everything he's got. Forced the big fumble against Georgia Tech late to help them win the game. It was probably the decisive play in the game for them. I don't know if that was like that 9 overtime game or 8 overtime game.
Yeah, that was a great
There's
game.
a fumble late in the game he caused. So this guy is definitely not the most tradesy guy out there. But 4.45 I mean, he can still work. Walk on. So he just worked his way into. I love the walk ons to start. That just they had to give a little extra. Definitely gonna be. I think this is a guy that makes a team just based on even special teams alone. I think this is a guy that fits right in special teams, and if he could be a depth piece at safety, phenomenal. So I'm going to give this one an A too. I think this is a really good value again in the 7th round.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
Big Z.
Yeah,
a little more positive.
Good in there.
I mean, yeah, like you said, he's got that dog in him. He's a big hitter. Gets around the football a decent amount. And I think what'd you say, 4.45? Did he not do the combine?
His pro day was 4.45.
Okay, I mean that's pretty fast for a safety who's got good size, and that's what Dan Campbell said. Is he's faster than you expect. He's a heady player, and safety is more of a heady position almost than anything. Athletic traits help, but you see plenty of subpar athletes do pretty damn well because they just understand the game. It's more of an instinct position than anything, I'd say, and that's going to have a place in our secondary potentially down the stretch here when. Maybe we're facing those signings, or just at least as a third guy in behind Branch and Kirby. So I like the pick a lot, a really lot. A++.
All right, Bob.
Yeah, I like this too. More depth at safety. I don't think he's gonna crack the starting lineup, but he'll be a good special teamer and a good backup. And he's got the intangibles, and he's a dog like Road Dog was saying because he's a Georgia Bulldog.
And he hits like a truck.
Yeah.
UJ.
A+.
Okay, I give it an A+ also for where we got this guy in the draft, and plus another guy with low mileage on him. This guy is heads up. He is a hitter, man. His film is awesome. You got to watch his film because he just loves jacking people up, man. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves hitting guys.
Football guy.
He's a total football guy. And Z, help me out here. Apparently, there's some kind of grit scale somewhere. Is this true? I was reading something about it, but I never followed up on it.
I heard something about it.
But this guy apparently
Does the Pride of Detroit do that?
on the grit scale, he is very high in the grit scale. This guy.
Him and Ratledge were both up there.
Yes, they were, and that's important. And the beauty of this pick right now is we don't have much depth of safety after Kirby and Branch, so I think this guy makes the team just for that fact alone. So I think he'll be like the third safety, and he won't start. He'll see a little time, but big special teams guy and all that. But he'll be a valuable piece on this team. So yeah, awesome pick. I like it a lot. A+.
The grit scale, is that like when you're buying sandpaper at Home
It
Depot
is
and
exactly.
you're looking for the right...
It's exactly. So but not like if you're on a grit scale though. Do you want the rough sandpaper like the 100 grit, or do you want the like 500 grit, or the hard sand, or the really soft, the fine? I think you want the.
You want the
Dan
really
Campbell.
The rough,
Gritty one,
the
Dan
rough
Campbell.
stuff,
That's the grittiest one, the Dan Campbell.
Yeah, Dan Campbell sandpaper.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
Yeah.
He should just start a sandpaper. They should
He
just sponsor
should.
a sandpaper.
He should, no doubt.
Be the first of its kind sponsorship.
I
deal.
love it.
Gotta have grit, brother.
Who else didn't give a grade on this? Come on.
I think we all
You all
get
good?
great.
All right.
I gave A+.
I do love this pick, though. It's a nice pick.
Let's move on to the last one
Okay.
here.
You gotta
man,
love
is
it.
that neat?
You gotta love this pick. You gotta love it. Right?
You do.
Yeah.
Dominic Lovett.
Yeah.
5'10", 185. From the St. Louis area, went to East St. Louis High School. 22 and a half years old, 5'10", 185, ran 4.40 at the combine. Did not run on his pro day. At best, he probably grades out as a special teams guy with backup slot possibility. I don't know if I love this one. I'm going to give this one like a C. I don't know if I loved it. But, whatever. It's the 7th round, so I'm not going to lose sleep over it. What about you guys?
You're a tough crowd.
Wow.
Bob?
Yeah, I mean, it's another receiver, I'm bringing in another guy. I like it. And he used to play at Mizzou with Ennis Rakestraw, so he's got a connection there before he transferred to Georgia. I don't know a ton about him. He'll probably be a special teamer if he makes it. And he's the new Tom Kennedy, maybe. I don't know. But some edge of the roster guy.
No, it could replace TK.
So, I'll give it an A+ because I'm giving Brad A+ across the board. So,
all right,
there you go.
I wouldn't have mind throwing it just one more edge player at this pick. That's why I gave it a lower grade. I didn't see the upside. It was maybe like Fadil Diggs out of Syracuse.
Well, see, your whole thing on the edge is this based on Marcus Davenport staying healthy? Because what if he stays healthy
in 3 straight years?
What if he stays healthy for 1 year?
Yeah, what if he actually stayed healthy?
If he stays healthy for 1 year,
obviously that'd be great.
Oh my god!
Do you just do you put no value at all on the guys like Al-Qadim Muhammad, Isaac Ukwu, Josh Pascal, all these other guys that probably
we've
forgetting
seen
several.
what they can do. It is not what we need.
Yeah, but we'll have Hutch back. That's the big thing.
Yeah, Hutch will be
You're
back.
gonna have Hutch back, and the interior of the line is solidified. So it's gonna be.
You need a second guy. We've
How
shown
many teams
that.
have double elite
if
edges?
Gets injured, we are in trouble in the pass rush department.
What teams have 2 elite edges? Name the
not too many.
Those,
not too many.
Yeah, but the teams that make the Super Bowl typically have 2 elite edges.
The Eagles, who are their 2 edges?
I don't know about that.
2 edges. They have a complete defensive line.
What do we have?
An almost complete defensive line, missing one.
Okay,
elite
so
edge.
what's their elite edge? Who are their 2 elite edges?
I gotta pull them up, but it's Josh Sweat for sure.
Who was very good, but is he?
I want to hear
elite?
the other elite edge.
Well, here, while I'm pulling up, Rudd, I'll give you a grade on this pick.
I love it. It's a nice, speedy
Bryce
little
Hoffman's an elite
receiver.
edge.
What? What are we just handing out elite awards like they're
Hall of
candy
Famer
nowadays?
Come on.
Anyway, but they had a really good edges, but I don't know if they had 2 elite edges. Anyway, I give it an A++ because it's a nice guy to throw in the spice things up in the receiver room, some youth. Probably won't make the team unless it's on special teams. There's just too many guys ahead of him, but he's got nice speed, and guys like that could always surprise you, become weapons. So
Yeah,
I like it, especially with the 7th round. I mean, it's a nice flyer on a guy with some nice traits.
exactly. You got to base it on the round pick here too. 7th round. I mean, this guy.
No, the 7th round edge would have beat out all those other guys, UJ, and been our savior.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Damn
You
it.
didn't know
All
that?
I said is I
Listen to
wanted
Z.
to throw another body at the position that I
So
thought
is this,
maybe
is he not trade team
do that.
enough? Maybe.
So it wouldn't address the issue you have
Trade
with our
scene.
current
I
situation.
mean,
at all.
ultimately, probably not going to find an edge guy in the 7th round.
I mean, because he'll probably contribute on special teams right away. So why do you want an edge guy you're going to just waste a pick on?
That's not a waste. I want.
Hassinian's going
If
to
it
die.
was-
Are you okay with
I would.
that?
I always said in our mock draft that I'd be happy if they threw 7. If they picked 7 edge players in this one and just found one
Well,
good
see,
one.
to be fair with you, I really wanted Landon Jackson or Jack Sawyer. Pittsburgh got Jack Sawyer.
Sawyer went to the Steelers.
I know.
Which is a
so
good
him with
match for
T.J.
him.
Watt. Good God.
I know
mean,
that's a really fun.
I know.
landing position for him.
Really fun.
Unfortunately.
And I would have loved Sawyer. I would have loved Landon Jackson. I would love any of those guys, but it didn't
not
happen.
Hassinian?
But hey, I still think we're in good shape with this team. I think it was an
We got some
overall
big
good draft.
And the Eagles got Jahad Campbell. He's at an edge, but damn them.
Yeah,
I know. They just
I
keep getting
know.
those type of guys that fall, but are
I know.
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
you know what's
we
a
got
fun.
Tyreek Williams. What's your point?
Have you seen like the Giants defensive line? That's a really fun defensive line after the draft. They have
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. If you
I mean,
go check it out.
What drives me crazy here is I really feel like when you consider what we have, even if you bar Davenport, count him as a cherry on top if he stays healthy. if you just look at the big, nasty talent we have across our D line, starting with Hutch, Elaine McNeil, DJ Reader, this Tyleek Williams, Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Paschal,
Pascal's a good run defender. He's not
Muhammad,
a good pass rusher. We've seen that over and over again now.
I mean,
it's been
not really.
2+
Last year was
years.
like his first healthy
We got a
full
pretty
season.
stout line, man.
I mean, I'm just
The
saying we
line
have
is
a
really
bunch of-
good, except that pass rush on the opposite
We'll have
end.
Hutch
sucks.
back.
Yeah, but
Like, you're going to have whoever's lining up on that line with Hutch is going to be like 270 with nasty explosive speed. They're going to harass quarterbacks because then that's going to free up Hutch. Like, everyone's discounting Tyleek Williams will draw double teams because he's the type of guy at 330 pounds that can move. That's really hard to ignore in the middle of your line. So, like, guys like that and Aleem coming back, we just have a ton of talent.
and let's forget too how we used Derek Barnes before he got injured and stuff, and he was
Yeah,
becoming more of a
that's
pass
true.
rushing threat. And from the
For
linebacker position, I think we're going to see more of that now with Shep as the coach. I mean, look out, man.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
I mean,
That's a good point.
I think we're going to see a lot of different. I think we're going to see some different looks than Aaron Glenn showed. It's going to be really fun to see how Shep runs his defense, especially with the tools he's got. So it's going to be so fun and
Yeah,
exciting.
he's got plenty
Yeah.
of disposal when healthy.
Yeah,
If you could
exactly.
turn off injuries like in Madden Z, would you feel like we're good?
I mean, yeah, I like the makeup of our defense overall.
I'm saying like you'd feel like Davenport suits your urge there as long as he's healthy, but you just like
Yes.
it's just his unreliability there.
He
Yeah,
wanted
that is his
giving
only
up
thing.
those extra third rounders for Tesla. That was 2 edge rushers that Z could have had.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
Well, actually, for me, it's like those are 2 third rounders you can use to trade maybe at the trade deadline mid-season if you lose a player,
they did trade.
pick one extra elite defender up or something
Draft
like
picks
that.
are just tools like money, whatever. You trade them, you swap them. You
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we-
saying
more,
hold
you
on to
know.
him for the regular season
Yeah,
as
yeah.
like insurance if somebody goes down,
still
or
get
pick
more.
another
They'll
like
trade
elite
more.
depth piece.
Yeah.
They'll-
Send Hendon Hooker off.
But then we don't get
Come on.
Isaac Tesla. I mean, I don't get the like Brad you're just like discounting like their point and holding on to this like concept of positional value and stuff. It's like Brad has a point. They're going to get their dogs. Like if their dog's not there at the DN position, they're not going to take them. It's just that
Listen,
simple. And
Brad Holmes
we
has a
got
really good
some
track
dogs.
record in the draft, so I'm not knocking it too much at all. If it was another team, like I don't know, the Rams or something, I don't know, just throwing out a team.
Some garbage
Right.
team like that.
Team
Probably
stay
give it
great.
like a
like the
D or an
Rams.
F,
Yeah.
for the value, but with the Lions, give it a C. It's good.
look at it this way. Like
C
we
plus.
like trenches is where everything starts. We got 2 O linemen, 2 D linemen.
Yep.
And then we still addressed our need at receiver with top line talent, and then got a nice little speedy receiver at the end. Who am I forgetting?
Yeah, those are great points. That's why I'm giving the Lions my draft grade as an A overall.
Oh,
And
I feel like
Oh,
you just
way
are
to
like
go,
a
Z.
flip flopper.
I
I'm
know.
not a flip flopper. I'm giving it an overall grade.
an overall grade.
There's movies
No,
where they're
but
like, a
see-
dull point here and there that you give a C maybe,
see-
but then the A pluses outweigh
You can't
any of
give it,
that.
like-
So by the end, you give it an A grade.
You can't give
So
like
I'm
all
giving this
B's
an A
and C's, and then it
grade.
turns
Yeah,
out to
and
be
then
an
an
A
A.
at the end.
All
How does
B's
that
and
work?
C's. They gave
Good
most of
point.
these
How does that work?
A's and A pluses.
Yeah, what's
Just a
that?
couple out there. The wide receiver and the third again. I like Tesla as the player. It's just the trade up I didn't love.
You just
Come
don't
on,
trust
necessarily.
Brad to manage our
Brad,
resources.
he found
I got you.
Cooper Kupp, in scouting, and then he found Amon Ra. This guy knows receivers, man.
Yeah.
Believe.
And
Yes, I hope you're right. I hope.
And you know who
you know what? To be
I hope
fair,
you-
I don't
you
think
wanted-
he understands draft value.
Brad
so
doesn't know about traitsy. He doesn't know
Yeah,
that
he-
term.
it's a term he's got to learn.
That's a
He
good
needs to
point.
learn.
I'm glad he
Traitsy.
doesn't.
I
I'm
think
glad he
he
doesn't
does.
know. Because I like what he's
But,
doing.
they compared Tesla to Puka Nakua. He's the comparison.
Yeah.
Too, so
That would be amazing.
Yeah. His brother slapped somebody in a game the other day. Or a fan. He slapped a fan.
good. He probably deserved it.
Who? Tesla?
Puka Nakua's brother.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Wait, what?
Yeah, not Tesla.
Well,
Don't scratch me.
Red Dog, I'm gonna guess you're giving A plus. Plus.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, it's plus. Wait, did
Oh.
you say that? You said
Yeah, I'm
3
sure
or
you can
2.
do it.
Either way, I'm giving it 3. This is the meat and potatoes draft. This is the thing that will. It isn't going to be flashy on paper, but it's going to fulfill your needs and satisfy you because this is what good teams do. They load the
good meal.
trenches. We fed
Trenches,
the trenches some
baby.
serious talent in this draft, And that's why, like, there's going to be waves of talented studs across that D line. Just because we don't have technically another elite pass rusher than Hutch, which I mean, you're just discounting any growth from a guy like Pascal as well. I just say, like,
I mean, I'd love to say I haven't seen it yet.
we have really
From
you
a
haven't
pass
seen any
rush
growth.
standpoint, he's an elite
Okay.
run defender.
Okay, so I mean, at least that, and he's powerful. He can collapse the pocket. A lot of the times, he was helping push the quarterback out of the pocket. He was around the ball a lot if he wasn't getting the sacks. The dude's a dog. We have dogs all across that line. Stud talent, big, massive badasses. Like, look at the Niners of the last decade. Like they've had a lot of just. They don't necessarily have that one elite, or they have one elite pass rusher. Then they don't have necessarily a second one, but they got just a ton of talented dudes. So that even when you're third wave deep, you got a guy who might have been drafted in high in the draft, and that's what we have now. We have a ton of big badass dudes who are going to wreak havoc on O lines this year. And first by just shutting down the run like nobody else, and then getting after the quarterback. So A++++. We got some studs. We fed the trenches. That's where you win football games.
All right, UJ.
Yeah, it's trenches, baby. That's what I was saying before this draft too. We got a lot of our skill positions in the last couple of years. It was time to feed those trenches again, build them up, get some youth in there, and I think we really achieved that this year. I like what Brad did. I too, like a lot of people, wanted an edge rusher in this draft. It didn't go that way, but I keep I know it's tough to lean on Marcus Davenport, but he is an elite pass rusher if he's healthy. Granted, the big if, because he seems to get hurt all the time. But if this guy can just go through a season healthy, good Lord, he is an elite pass rusher.
Just play him once every 3 weeks. Get him to the playoffs.
I agree, but he is an elite pass rusher. So we have an elite pass rusher. He just has to stay healthy, which he hasn't proven he can do. But anyway, I think they're gonna go with it, and I like what this team's doing. We have such a solid team, like all the way around. I mean, we were filling so many. Our depth is getting better and better and better. I mean, over the last few years, the way Brad and Campbell have built this team, it's just so much fun. And I'm getting. The draft has gotten me back into football again. Okay, like after the.
Oh, you were out on football, but now you're back in.
I was totally out on football after we lost that game to Washington, and I just didn't want anything to do with it. I was out of it. I wanted out of my mind, but now I'm back, man. I'm back. This draft has got me jacked up again. I can't wait to see camp and hear all the stories of how these guys are tearing it up. And Hutch, I think, should wear shin guards when he plays. Hopefully, but we got to keep him healthy because last year, if Hutch was healthy, we win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, but anyway,
I think you're right.
Anyway, great draft, awesome. That's all I can say.
All right, Bob.
All right. Yeah, I like what UJ was saying. Trenches, man. I love it because we have an excellent offensive line, but we need young guys in there, got depth and all that, and going forward in the future, defensive line we added to it, and you're talking about the DN. Like Brad said, the roster's not set yet. You know, they're still can add people. You know, this is
Darius Smith is still floating out there.
Yeah,
I'd love to get him
So
back.
there's still people out there. They're not going to draft some guy because Mel Kiper likes him when he doesn't fit the Lions
No,
profile.
because Z likes him.
Yeah, or Z, because
that's a different
Brad,
level right there.
I think he said there's a quote from Brad Holmes here. I don't want any traitsy players on this team. So he was against that whole concept. But
Is that where
so
you got
I'm
it? You stole it from Brad?
Oh, well,
so
there you go.
A plus.
Right.
Really quick, our producer Kid J, what do you give the Lions draft grade, and then give us your 30-second to a minute grade
For the
and
Rams.
thoughts on the Rams draft.
I am for draft grades. I think draft grades are kind of weird because none of these players have ever touched an NFL field. So everybody gets.
Well, too
an
bad.
A,
You got to
know.
give one.
Everybody
Yeah.
gets an A. Every single draft gets an A. Every single pick gets an A. You know,
I like
Shadur
that.
Y'all get a
Sanders,
trophy.
144th overall. He gets an A plus. A plus pick, Browns. You know, he could be really good, but he could also be really bad. Nobody knows. He hasn't been on a professional football field yet.
Good point.
I love it, Kid
Good
J.
point.
Well, I guess he was technically on a semi-professional football field in college, but he did okay there. But he hasn't been on an NFL field, so who knows?
Kid J,
our producer, Kid J.
Quinn Ewers, the 231st pick
Zeno.
overall
I love it.
He's all
for the
around.
Dolphins.
I love it.
He could be an NFL starter and be really good. That's an A+ pick to me.
But he also could not be.
He could also not be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody knows. It's like that. It's like that Family Guy meme. Like asking for like a boat, but it could be a mystery box. That meme about
What's in the
mystery box. And he's like, it could be a boat. So it's kind of like that. It's exactly kind of like that. That's the NFL draft.
Wow.
Kid J, killing
but,
it. I love
But
it.
overall,
Kid J.
but I thought the Lions did really well. The Tesla pick was like way. I think that was I think they really overpaid. I think probably 1/3.
But they also could have underpaid.
Oh, yeah,
also
you don't
could have
know.
underpaid.
Yeah, you don't
That's
know.
True.
That's right.
That's
True.
true.
Give them all a
knows?
participation.
But I thought the Rams had a great draft. They gladly got out of I was hoping after the Broncos passed on Marion Hampton that the Rams would get him, but the Chargers stole him. So
Who'd you guys get, Kid J?
they
Yeah, Terrence Ferguson, a tight end
they-
out of Oregon.
they got,
Josiah Stewart out of
Kid
Michigan.
J.
well,
Oh, sorry.
Jackie with their
It's-
first round pick, they got a 26. They got the Falcons 2026 first round pick with their first round pick this year.
Oh, what a dumb
So they-
trade that was.
So they got 2 first round picks next year. They
Oh,
doubled
they
the
traded
first.
out of the round?
Yeah, they had
So they
one
can trade
first
up for
round
Arch
pick.
Manning.
They maybe or Grant Nussmeier.
Oh, they didn't trade
from
back.
LSU.
They traded out completely?
They traded out, and the Falcons
wow.
gave them their first round pick next year. It could be the 8th pick. It could be the 20th pick.
Hey,
Who knows?
see, here's the argument about draft picks. So, like Justin, what you're just saying there, like the Rams gave up like every conceivable draft pick to get Stafford and wherever they did to get their Super Bowl, and then within a year or two, they're right back in the mix again, and it's amazing what they did.
That's a good point.
So I don't know. The draft picks are fluid,
But-
man. I mean,
But Terrence Ferguson, I thought was a great pick. He was like he had the best vertical and 40 time at the combine, and he's really athletic. I thought they had a great draft. Terrence Ferguson, one of the most athletic tight end prospects this year. I think he's gonna be great next year. And then they got Josiah Stewart,
Stafford.
who Bob drafted in the third. Who Bob had the Lions mock in the third round during our mock draft. He's very, very good. They lost some edge talent this year, so he's gonna replace them. And then they drafted another running back. I think this is the 8th year in a row the Rams have drafted a running back. I think he could be a contributor next year. And overall, I think they had an overall really good draft. They drafted a kid from Ole Miss. That's Chris Paul Jr. from Ole Miss. He's like a linebacker. I think he's going to be probably starting for them day one. But overall, I think it's a really
None
good
of
draft.
the basketball player?
No, not the basketball player.
Oh.
Not
It's,
related.
it's
Oh,
funny.
well.
The Rams do all this work, and then they just get punched in the mouth in the first round of the playoffs by the Lions. So
That's not going to happen.
Or the
Rams could make the playoffs. They could maybe just be a
Not
500
big
team, or they could be
playoffs.
horseshit and 313.
we don't know.
Yeah, at least
No,
the
yeah.
Rams were competitive, in the playoffs this year. Didn't lose
Yeah.
Didn't lose by multiple scores like the
They're like,
Lions
we
did.
should have beat the Eagles.
What round did they lose in? The round that we didn't have to play in?
It's a better game.
Hey, I do think one thing is becoming clear to me about the Lions in Brad's plan. Like, I think we're actually going to be able to sign back most, if not all, of our guys in the next couple of years. Like, because we haven't thrown away a ton of money into free agency.
Well, right,
Yes.
that's the reason.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. But if you can keep
Yes.
Laporta and you keep Jack Campbell and you can keep Branch and Kirby and all these guys, then you're talking about a continuity and growth that could be really just exciting to see come together over the
Exactly.
next several years.
Especially if the cap just keeps going up 35, 40 million
yeah,
every
that
year.
helps a little too.
Oh yeah,
that
Yeah.
definitely helps.
absolutely. But I mean, they take care of their guys. They're doing it in the right order. I mean, I'd be surprised if we lose more than one or two guys in the next, like two of our blue chippers in the next couple of years, even though they'll come up for contracts.
Definitely.
It's just nice to be a competitive team every year. We went through so many years where we were just at the beginning of the season, we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna win this year. We knew we weren't. We knew we were gonna be sucking in every year, but we just did, But now, like we're good, and we're gonna be good for a while. And this team is built for longevity here, so it's awesome.
It's I think that's what's driving the fan base crazy, UJ, is that we're so good now that like we just need like a little tweak to like get us over the hump. And like they're so used to being able to like build out like this, like, oh, we need to add this edge, and then, so like the only thing they can like hang their hat on is edge. We don't have an elite player there across from Hutch, and it's just like, so like they have nothing else to like gnaw on. So
well, hey, as far as sports talk goes, radio or podcasts or whatever, it's always more fun to talk about a team that's losing and all the things you can do to make it better and all that stuff, because everyone's got all these great opinions. When your team's really good, I mean, now it's more nuanced, like, there's less to talk about, kind of. I mean, but I don't know.
What if we get a running back? Oh no, we got good guys there. What if we get?
We're pretty good there.
Did you guys see? This is off the subject, but Dan Campbell was at the Pistons game the other day, and he got in the jumbotron. And nuts!
I saw Goff at the game.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. No,
Goff was
the same game, like on Sunday.
I don't know if it's the same game, but
James Williams was there
Did he chug a beer?
That's cool.
Did he?
He should have. That'd be awesome.
He should have. That would have been on. That would have been awesome.
Campbell can chug a beer.
I know Stafford can.
Stafford can.
I'm sure Goff
Stafford
can.
can.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that Aaron Rodgers game. That was classic.
You can't. Classic. Neither can I.
I know Zach can't chug a beer. Zach and Aaron Rodgers have that in common. They both can't chug a beer.
Yep.
He can sip it with the best of them, usually.
But maybe I can now.
Oh,
maybe I can.
He's been practicing.
Maybe
he's been practicing.
We don't know.
Well, now he's got two young kids, so that drives a lot of men to drinking. So
he puts the kid down, does a quick shotgun.
Yeah. Oh, let me shotgun one, change the diaper. Whoa, shotgun a beer
with Rocky music in the background.
All right, gentlemen. As always, there's a good
on that note.
To wrap it up, and I think that's it.
Did you just on-note us?
He just did. Man.
On that note,
he just on-noted that noted us.
So,
this was fun.
Us
in the sixth round.
The draft is over. And now we can start getting ready for the season. Slowly but surely, rookie mini camps, all that.
Later,
we'll probably put our the next episode will probably be reacting to the draft or the NFL schedule release, which happens on May 14th.
Yes.
No indication really of who the Lions are playing when yet. I mean, we know who they're playing, not when. And
we got Darius Smith's nephew as a free agent.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's
right. Maybe that'll entice him to take a discount. Stay with us.
There was one schedule note. The Thanksgiving game is starting not at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern. It's now starting at 12 noon and 1 o'clock.
I know. What's up with that?
What the hell?
That's bullshit.
Why'd they do that?
I don't know.
Starting later?
It's starting 30 minutes later.
That's bullshit.
It's to help
Everybody
all
has
us
to wait 30
turkey bowlers so they
longer
can
to
get
drink.
a game in the morning and not have to miss the line.
Maybe that's what it is.
It is always a rush. It's
hard to do both.
Except our turkey bowl's after the game, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's like near dark.
Yeah, it'll be really dark this time. Damn.
Yeah.
So big news coming out of that. 30 minutes later,
that's huge.
I don't like that.
Thanksgiving game starts.
So interesting.
30 minutes extra to tailgate for the people attending the game, though.
Anything to ruin the Lions.
They're trying. They're
I
coming.
think it's always started at. I don't know why they moved it. I didn't look at the article.
By the way, the Lions are playing in the Hall of Fame game this year.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. So they have an extra preseason game.
Yeah, the extra preseason game.
An extra one?
Yeah, when you play the Hall of Fame game, you get an extra preseason game.
Well, that's not a.
We'll get to see Hendon Hooker tear it up.
Yeah, more Hendon Hooker and Kyle Allen for your Red Dog.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen?
And Hassan.
Yeah, he's their quarterback.
The Egyptian.
Indian.
All right. So Instagram at Drinking Blue Kool-Aid, Twitter /X at Drinking Lions. Follow us on there. Let us know your draft grades for the 2025 NFL Draft for your Detroit Lions. We'd love to see it. YouTube at DTBK_Lions, or just type in Drinking Blue Kool-Aid. Subscribe and follow us on there.
You know we're the
That'd
best
be great.
Out there. We're the best podcast out there.
I mean, this should be up there.
Tell us how great we're out there too.
Tell us how great we are.
You could see all the Tesla jokes
Yeah.
And our reactions. to
We
them.
have more that we didn't even bring
Yeah,
up.
we got more.
Yeah, whatever day we release our blooper reel, like post.
That's behind a paywall. You'll have to pay $1,000.
For our Patreon subscribers.
Yeah. For fans, our fans only page.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm shy. We only say our best stuff with you.
We're digressing rapidly here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Is that on a note?
Wrap it up. Spotify, Apple, or Bigger Podcast. Please download, please subscribe, please leave a review. That's totally free. So you can do that,
Which
for
means
free.
it doesn't cost you nothing.
Yeah. And of course, we want to thank our producer,
He's the best.
damn best producer around.
Best in
He
the
produced
business.
Athletic.
Who was also producing the
football
draft,
show.
by the way. Let's mention that. He was out there producing the draft. So
It was.
good for him, man. Awesome.
It was producing great content
Yes.
for you listeners out
Thanks
there.
to him, we had a draft.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Like I said, we'll probably be around reacting to the schedule release, and we'll go from there. So thank you everybody. Enjoy the rest of your April.
Thank you.
And then we're on to May. We may be onto something big.
Oh, yeah.
Come
You
on.
may
All right.
be right.
Thank you everybody for listening. And last but not least, as always, go.
Go.